Hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel today. So I have a layout for paper house productions to share with you. I started with this background paper and I cut the cut file from the cut shop and I attached it to my background. And now I'm going to take a whole bunch of the different patterns from this collection and I'm going to just cut some strips. So really easy. Some of these strips I end up using, but not all of them because I did cut them kind of big. But this is a great way to use busy paper where you still enjoy the patterns or the patterns go with your photos. You can mix and match them and just use a little bit of that busy pattern. This paper, of course, it looks like stone, but I'm going to use it to map my photos. And by doing that, I'm just going to give them an orange glow, and you can't really even tell that it's stone once you get just that little bit of color peeping around the photos. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut some of these journaling cards. So I just ended up using one of these, but I cut a bunch because I wanted to just get all my cutting done. So I kind of just batch cut. I knew how I wanted this layout to be, the design of the layout. So I just went ahead and cut as much as I thought I might need, a little bit extra. For example, this cactus pattern, my thought was that I could cut just a little bit of it and so that it doesn't look like cactuses anymore. And actually that did work, but I end up not really wanting the green in my layout, even though that was kind of a thought I had. So I'm just cutting. Cut lots, cut more than you need, cut extra, so that you don't have to go back and cut more. And this too, I'm just going to go through everything and give everything some uninked edge with the vintage photo. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my strips. I'm going to create almost an L-shaped design. The only part of this layout that I'm not super happy with is when I was putting this together, it kind of at some point stopped paying attention to the way my birds or the way my people were facing. So my photos ended up being a little more higgledy-piggledy than I wanted. I wanted them to be, have everything kind of facing in, but I didn't do that. So some people are facing off the page. So what this is these are all photos from a trip my husband and I took to Colorado Springs in the summer of 2015, and I have a travel album dedicated just to our travels that summer because we took a bunch of different trips to different places. And so I'm slowly working my way through this album, but this is a kind of a show that we went to. It was something that our hotel had kind of put together you could walk down to this reception area and they had all these beautiful local birds. So we got to see up close and personal, very up close, birds like bald eagles and falcons and hawks and this super cute owl. And I swear I got a picture of him smiling. So that was a really fun to see the birds, but it was kind of shady in the area where they were at, which was totally fine, but I did end up kind of getting these photos which were a little dark, but the colors of the birds really matched really well with this Southwest Adventure collection, and there were feathers and different things in the collection that I thought would really go well with these photos. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking those busier patterns from the paper that I had cut apart, and I'm kind of weaving those strips in and out and among all of my different patterns or the photos, so you can kind of see how they kind of go in and out, and like some are over and some are under the photos. And this is the part where I kind of decide, don't really want the green. I do think that idea will work, the idea of cutting that green into smaller pieces and just having the green color. But I just decided for this layout, I wanted to keep to the more warmer shades of the oranges and the blues and things like that. So now, this is kind of funny. I put these staples here at the top and the bottom, but I actually don't end up I cover them up. I just cover them up. I don't know why. So I'm going to take that green off, and I decided that I would much rather stick to these vibrant patterns. So note to self, Paper House Productions, when they do their sticker sheets, their border strips are not 12 inches, which is okay. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap at the bottom, but I'm going to cover that up with some more clusters of stickers. and it works out really, really well in the end. I'm just going to try out a couple things now and decide what I want to use. I'm going to go through the sticker pack, and I'm going to create my title. So I had a little bit of trouble with these stickers. They didn't want to stick, and I don't know if that's because I inked my paper and they weren't wanting to stick to the ink, you know, the little ink at the edges, or what was going on. But I started to put them down, and then I ended up having to peel them all up and reattach them with some stronger adhesive, which I don't make you watch at all. But what's really nice is that this sticker sheet has both letter stickers and tile stickers, which I love, so I could use both of those to create a little bit of a longer title. And you can see that right here. And I'm going to nestle that title right into that L. And I've also added my journaling to this layout. So I'm going to start with this sticker sheet, and I'm just going to layer stickers. I think layering stickers is a really kind of fun thing to do when you maybe are limited in your supplies. So if you don't have wood veneers or things like that, layering up your stickers can be a way to get some depth and some dimension on your layouts without a lot of bulk, or without some of those other aspects. So I am going to add a little bit from my stash to this layout, but right now I'm just going to go through, and you'll see me pull off stickers and layer them up to create 3 different areas of embellishment. And also right there, I covered up that little gappy spot at the bottom of my layout, and you can't even tell that that is a sticker strip that isn't a full 12 by 12. So another great thing about this collection is it is white based, which means even though the colors are in the collection are a little bit on the dark side and they are jewel toned, you can pair them with the white, and that makes an amazing like contrast. It lightens and brightens the layout up, keeps it from being too dark. It also is just I love the jewel tones contrasting with that bright white. I just think that the contrast is really, really nice with this collection, that you can add those pops of white and it really makes for striking layouts. So I did from my stash grab some white enamel dots, and then I let this layout kind of sit on my desk overnight, and when I got to it the next morning, I wanted more. I wanted just a little bit more, nothing heavy weighted, but something light to kind of brighten it up a bit. And so I did add some clear sequins to my layout as well. So in the close-ups and also in the pictures over at Paper House Productions blog, you'll see how I added the sequins. I'm just going to trim up the edge, and we're going to call this done. Well, until the next morning. But I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments. I've been so enjoying reading them on my 1,000 subscriber giveaway thread. And yes, I've read them all, but I'm going to hold off on responding to anything until after the giveaway is over. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.